Hey guys, I'm Dylan Johnston, and you're watching So Much Respect. Hope you enjoy. All right, well, we're back. It's So Much Respect, and today we have special guest Cabot Boyd with us. Got to turn my mic down a little bit. I was kind of shouting there, but yeah, excited to be here with Cabot Boyd.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man.
Dude, thanks for coming, man. This is going to be an awesome one. I kind of want to talk about, what you got going on at Harding. I know, was it last semester or it was a couple semesters ago, you got bowed by a pretty big girls club on campus.
Yeah, so it was last spring, around February, I got bowed by Coach Okai. Dude, it was such an amazing experience. Like, I was not expecting it at all. And I don't know if you've heard the story, but I had just gotten back from lifting in the GAC, and Cody texted me, and he's like, hey, man, you want to hang out? I'm like, yeah, sure. I was like, I've got some homework. He's like, okay, I'll come to the library or something. I was like, okay, Cody, you live off campus. Why are you coming to the library? And I didn't think much about it, but we just went, hung out for a little bit, and he's like, I need to go to or check my mailbox.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let's just whatever. Let's
like
just
after
go.
working out.
Yeah. it was very weird, but I didn't think much about it. And so we're walking out, and I see just a whole like wave of red, like because the double glass doors.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh man, Coach uses this bow, and I wonder who they're gonna get.
Yeah.
And then he throws open the door and just starts sprinting, and then they just all collapse. It
Dude,
was wild.
That had to be like a feeling like no other, man. That's like crazy. I mean, you got all these like girls running after you screaming. It's like you're like paparazzi or something. Dude.
I'm not gonna lie, it was a little scary at first.
I bet, dude. I would have been freaking out, dude. But I mean, at the end of the day, dude, I think everybody looking at that situation is like, wow, that's pretty awesome.
Oh, it was incredible.
Yeah, and so they jerseyed you, and so you're a bow for Koji's, and that's exciting. I know like a lot of people at Harding know what the bowing and queening type thing is. So if you don't know what that is and you're listening to this podcast, it's just something that goes down at Harding, and it's pretty cool, pretty special. And
yeah,
Cabot,
great moment.
Yeah, and Koji's a big club, so
yeah,
I mean that works out. And we got Club Week coming up.
Oh, I'm excited. This is my first time like on the other side of it too.
Yeah,
so I get to be.
What are you looking forward to then? Because it's like, I don't know what it'd be like on the other side too.
Dude, I don't even know what to expect.
Yeah.
It's changed so much. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting to know like all these girls and trying to be an encouragement to them and stuff. But
yeah,
and then on the other side with Gamma, I have to be like mean to these guys. So.
Yeah, it's a different. It's probably gonna be different. I was gonna ask because like from the bow perspective, I don't know if a lot of people get that or not. What is it like to what do you do as a bow for a club, for like a girls club?
My like friends that don't go to Harding ask me that a lot.
Yeah.
It's just basically, you're a member of the club, but you just be there for the girls, and like we coach at sporting events and stuff, and just try to be like a positive and a fun like part of the club.
Yeah,
it's fun.
So I have a question. I know you have a girlfriend, so this doesn't even maybe pertain to you, but like bows in general, is it harder for them to like date girls that they're a bow for? Like if they're a bow for a club, is it harder for them to get the girls that they got bowed by? Do you think, or in what you've seen other people maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I would say yes. Yeah. I feel like it's like a lose-lose situation. Either you date someone outside the club and like the girls don't like that, but if you date someone inside the club and it doesn't go well,
yeah, then that could be kind of bad.
Yeah, not good. But I'm not dating anyone.
Yeah, you're dating somebody outside of the club.
Yeah,
So,
it's fine.
That's crazy. I feel like that's something that gets thrown around a lot. A lot of people talk about it. They may not make it like public or anything, but a lot of people talk about, oh, that dude got bowed by them, he's probably gonna date one of them, or no, he's not gonna date one of them. Who knows? So
always a toss up.
Yeah, it's always a toss up. So it's interesting to hear that perspective. I want to talk about something. I didn't get to take part in this challenge that you did back in the spring. This was the spring or winter, the Rambler Challenge. I know a lot of Gamma 6 guys did this. A lot of the guys in the club. Y'all got like a group together and made up this thing called, it's now the Rambler Challenge. Dude, what is this about? Because I know it was a lot of walking, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to do it.
Yeah, let me give some pretext.
Yeah, give some pretext.
So this was last spring, and it was like right before spring break. It was like the last thing we did on campus, pretty much.
Right before COVID shut everything down.
Yeah. But I think it was at spring scene practice, and we were just like, it was a Saturday night. We're like, man, let's just do something crazy. And at Harding, there's no like real drinking or anything. So our idea of fun was to just go and like walk somewhere in the middle of the night. And so there's this little town, Rosebud, Arkansas. It's about
Rosebud.
It's 22 miles like down the road from here, and there's this breakfast place called the Rambler. And my granddad is actually from Rosebud.
Oh,
and so I've been up there to the Rambler. It's like, oh man, great breakfast food.
Yeah.
It's open like on Sundays for like, let's just walk there, get breakfast. And so I think there were 14 of us.
14.
We met up at like 11 and we walked all through the night to get there. It was
How many miles?
22.
22 miles. That's insane. I mean, technically, like in a car, that'd take you like 23 minutes to drive.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It was sad. Like, so the Queens came and picked us up afterwards.
Yeah.
And we're all tired, and we get in the car and we're driving back. And what took us like 7 or 8 hours to walk It took like 25 minutes to get back.
Dude. So is that how long it took y'all? 7 to 8 hours? Or
yeah. I can't remember exactly what time we got in. I can't remember if it was like 6 or 7, but it was.
Dude,
That's by the time you get that far, it's just you have no energy left, no like time perception.
Yeah, what is? I mean, the legs got to be sore after that.
Oh yeah, I mean, but there was some like crazy stuff that kept us going.
Yeah. What? Okay, I know I saw something where y'all got stopped by the cops.
Yeah.
What was that about?
So, Searcy is like it's a very odd place. There's some weird people in it.
Oh, there's some weird ones. Yes.
And so I think it was like right as soon as we got out of Searcy, there's like a stretch of just like rural area. There's like cows like,
no man's
grazing
land.
And stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we're walking by some houses that are by the road, and there's people out on the front porch. Like, keep in mind, this is like 1 or 2 a.m.
They're just out on the front porch.
Out on the front porch. And we're like, oh, it's just some like meth heads or whatever. And they were like yelling and screaming. We didn't think anything of it. About 30 minutes later, a cop car comes, lights on, and he sees us and pulls into a gas station just up ahead of us. Gets out of the car, and we knew something like this would happen, and so we stop and we walk over to him, and he's like, hey guys, what are y'all doing? We're like, oh, we're just out for a night walk.
Just out for a night walk.
I mean, what else? You're not going to explain the full story.
Was he flashing lights in your faces?
No, not at that point.
Really?
But he stepped out with his like hand on his gun.
Oh.
And he's like, well, just to let y'all know, I've got about 5 or 6 cars behind me. And what do you know? Like 15 seconds later, more cars come and pull in behind him. Yeah. And he said that they had gotten, I think, 4 calls about a group of like a dozen people walking around with masks and guns.
What?
Yeah, it was just like, I guess it was those people that we saw called the cops on us thinking we were starting something.
They thought y'all were about to storm the Capitol or something.
I know. Like, we were afraid of them, but they were, calling the cops on us.
So somebody called in saying y'all had gun. Did anybody have a gun?
No.
Nobody had guns. Y'all were just walking.
I think like one person had a knife in their bag, but no guns or anything.
So I guess it would look weird. I mean, it is something that you don't see often. Just a group of guys. Were y'all like 2 by 2 or groups? Like, how was y'all walking? Because like people were calling in. I wonder what they thought.
We were just on like the side of the road, so it was like 2 or 3 like in a line. But it's a long group of us.
A long group, and then people were like, "Is this like a cult moving and not in the middle of the night or what?"
I mean, I wouldn't know what to think if it was me watching people walking down the street that are late.
I mean, it would definitely be weird, but I'm just concerned about these people that are up at like 2 a.m. or 1 and 2 a.m. sitting on their porch.
I know. I mean, who does that?
That's weird. Like, what do they do? I mean, I don't. If I'm up that late, I'm not on the porch. I'm not sitting outside like watching, the road. That's a little sketchy.
Yeah, there's some other sketchy things that happen.
What else happened on that trip?
You know how like TNT does that? I think it's the Maple Leaf Challenge where they walk to Heber.
Yeah, what is that one? Do you know anything?
Yeah, so it's basically the same thing, but they just like they leave and they walk to Sugarloaf Mountain and hike it. Mm. So
don't people throw stuff at them?
Yeah, Sub T. I think I don't want to like accuse anyone of doing anything
cake
here.
and ice cream, man.
No. But a certain club will like throw eggs and stuff at them, and so we're like, okay. When we were leaving town, we saw some Sub T guys in a car driving downtown, and we're like, okay, they're gonna come get us.
They're gonna come get you.
And so I think maybe 4 or 5 miles in, we see a truck like drive by, and we're like, okay. Here it comes.
Here it comes. The cavalry's coming.
But it just passed us. It slowed down by us, but it just kept on driving. And then we look up ahead and it turns around.
Oh, shit.
And so we all like jump in a ditch because we're like, oh, they're coming back to get us. But like, once again, drives by and nothing.
Nothing.
And then it turns around again.
And
dang. Goes by, and we just start like running. Like, I mean, we were like about to get shot.
Where are you running to? Just like in the woods or what?
No, there was like a little field, and so we were all running to it. We were gonna like jump the fence, but he just kept driving by. It was freaking.
So you couldn't see. I mean, it's pitch black out there, so you couldn't really see inside to see anybody.
No, and it was like dark windows too.
Oh, dude, they were just fooling with y'all.
So we're not really sure what happened there.
Maybe they had a plan. Maybe they were about to do something, and y'all got away. I would be really pissed if somebody chunked the eggs at me while I'm walking. You're already walking a far way, but just having the eggs on you, oh
yeah, and like even just getting a little bit on you, like when you're cooking, it's just
dude,
I have to wash my hands immediately, so I can't imagine walking another 20 miles with egg all over me.
It actually, we've done this. Me and Isaac have done this in the house, like just for a TikTok, which was stupid. We like chunked eggs at each other's back to see how hard see if it hurts. It hurts. That thing hurts, dude.
It can't be fun.
Oh, imagine like somebody is chunking an egg at you from the truck and it hits you in your face. You'd be a little upset. I think.
Yeah.
That would be bad. I know. Is that the only? I mean, this trip seems to get crazier and crazier.
Yeah. So I think we were maybe like 18 miles in. So like we're not far.
Yeah, you're almost final stretch.
Yeah, and like that far, people are starting to like spread out because some people are getting tired, and so they go to the back. I'm up towards the front, just like talking to Stockton, and we just hear like dogs barking behind us.
Oh.
And Nolan and Colin just start sprinting, and they like run past us. There are these two dogs that were like walking by a house, and there was no fence, and they started running after us.
Dude, do you know what kind of dogs they were?
I don't know. I didn't see them. I just heard the barking.
Dude, I don't even. That would be bad, dude.
Yeah, and like, we could hardly walk at that point anyways, and so having to run.
It's like you're having to finish the workout at the end.
Oh, man, last
final push. So the dogs didn't get any, y'all?
No.
Maybe they had like a shot collar or something. Maybe they did, because did they just keep chasing after y'all, or just?
No, I don't think they went out into the street. So they must have had like a shot collar or something, or just.
Oh, I would have took off running too. I mean, I think at that point you don't even think about how bad your legs are hurting. You're just running. You're like, I don't want this dog to bite me.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird though with dogs, because like most people, I'm not like typically scared of dogs. If you know like you're going to your friend's house and they have a dog, you're not gonna like be scared. But when it's some random dog in the middle of the night barking at you, running in the road,
there's nothing more terrifying.
It's so much different. Like I don't know many people that are like, oh, come here, little, like here's the dog. No, not when you're in the middle of nowhere and this dog just starts chasing after you, barking.
Oh man, especially at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. That's terrifying.
That could have been another funny story though, if one of y'all just got tackled by the dog. Oh gosh, I could see Stockton like attacking the dog though.
Good thing he was like far ahead of it.
Stockton would have like wrestled the dog.
Well, we thought Freaky Nate and Mason were like towards the end, and
Freaky Nate was at the end.
They were probably like 2.5 miles behind us.
Oh my goodness.
It was bad. And so we called them and told them about the dogs. And I don't know if this is true, but someone told me they were sitting back to back with their knives out. Like, and they just waited for the queens to pick them up when they came over.
So they didn't make it the full.
No, they didn't.
Well, A for effort, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they made it close. I think they like 5 miles short.
Now I'm just imagining them back to back with a knife. People would really call and report them for that.
Yeah, for real.
They'd be like, "What are these guys doing?" They'd be like, "Knife back to back." Oh, dude, that trip is crazy. I mean, y'all made it. Did y'all ate breakfast at the Rambler?
Oh yeah, it was fantastic. Best omelet I've ever had.
That had to be the best breakfast too, because I mean, you just wasted so much energy walking up there. So I bet you ate it. Y'all just like grubbed down at the Rambler.
Oh man, but like after we had sat down for the first little bit, just couldn't get up again. It took everything to get up.
It's like doing I guess it's probably like 10 times worse than any leg day too.
Oh, it's like the best leg day ever.
One interesting thing, you remember Trey McCaleb?
Yeah.
Dude, he like ended up getting the flu like right after that.
Yeah, and that was like when all the COVID stuff was coming out. We're like, okay, does he have COVID?
Yeah, we didn't know. He just like got really sick. I don't know if his body was like already had the sickness inside of him, and then him walking that much made it worse. But
well, I think Jack had the flu, or like was recovering from the flu from that, and so I'm surprised more people didn't get it. Like your body's so broken down, like. it's pretty susceptible to that stuff.
Man, crazy. So is this going to be like a yearly thing, or?
We'd like to make it one. Yeah. We'll see what goes on this year, but you obviously just can't replicate the memories from that first one.
I think if it does happen again, the date needs to be a hush hush thing, so no people come and egg.
Oh yeah, and like the deans, I don't want the deans to shut it down before it happens.
The deans might say no.
Oh yeah, that's pretty stupid. But
I know,
you live in a small town, like what else are you gonna do?
Yeah, what else are you gonna do? I mean, it's not like you're getting lit in Searcy, Arkansas, and you can't do that anyway at Harding. So, I mean. You got to just go on adventures.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. So that's an interesting story. I was talking to you about some other things that you had a bunch of interesting stories that we were going to talk about. And one that I want to get into is crazy because you said something about getting a gun shoved in your face in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Give some context to this. You studied abroad.
Yeah, I studied abroad. It was the fall of 2019, and we did Greece and then a short stop in like Israel and Palestine, and then went on to Italy. And so we're in Israel and we're heading up to the Dead Sea, which is in Palestine, which is like Islamic controlled area. And there's so much tension between Israel and Palestine, like they don't recognize each other, and so like there's no Jewish people allowed in Palestine.
Oh.
And so when we get across the border, we're on this big like coach bus, like the 2x2 seats, and it's a long drive. So I'm chilling in the back, like by myself, hood up. And I decided to like grow my beard out for the whole trip. And so like this is like a week and a half growth. So imagine like 8 more weeks of this.
Oh gosh.
And I'm already like pretty dark.
Yeah, I know where this is going now.
But I was sleeping, and like the beard with the hood up and dark skin just kind of when the Palestinian soldiers came on, I guess they thought I was like Jewish or something.
Oh my god.
And so I had like my foot out in the aisle, and one of the guys like hits my foot, and I wake up and there's like a P90 pointed at my face.
What? Dude, that is insane. What were you doing? Like, did you put your hands up or something? Like, I
just like freaked out, and he was like yelling at me in Arabic. I was like, I don't speak Arabic. And he eventually just yelled passport, and I had one of those like things that goes inside your shirt, and I just like pulled it out and pulled my passport out, and he saw it was like a U.S. passport and just moved on. But dude, it was terrifying.
Dude, like, because you were taking a nap.
Yeah.
And this dude's like kicks your leg. You're like, what the heck just happened? And then he's got a P90 pointing at your freaking dome, like right at your head. Dude, that's crazy. I've never had a gun pulled on me. So.
Dude, worst way I've ever been waking up.
And then as an American, you're just like, I don't know what this guy's saying. Like, what is he yelling at? I mean, what am I supposed to do? I bet you were kind of scared to reach in your shirt,
Oh, I mean, I didn't even think about that, but I was talking to my parents like when I got back about it, and they're like, "You should not have quickly reached into your shirt like that."
What if you, dude, that could have been bad, dude. So why were you were by yourself, or was there other people from y'all's group?
Yeah, I mean, we were all on the bus, but I had like a row to myself just because I'm a big guy.
And then he just thought you kind of looked different than the others.
I guess thought I was trying to sneak in,
dude,
but
you had the hood on, you had the dark skin and the beard, man. You thought you were a Jew.
I guess so.
This probably sounds dumb, but like, if you're a Jew, like, what do? They just arrest them or what?
I really don't know. They may just like detain him at the border and like send him back. I don't know. But it's like in the middle of the desert.
Surely they don't shoot him. I mean, this isn't Hitler.
Dude, I don't know. It's wild over there.
Dude, that's interesting. So how are Americans viewed over there? Like,
in like Palestine, America in general supports Israel.
Yeah.
And so like they're not super fond of Americans. And I think that kind of like fueled the like suspicion of our group, because it was, there's like 50 white people on a bus. And so of course they're going to be suspicious of a bunch of Americans maybe trying to sneak some people over. But
yeah. That's interesting. I got to go to Italy for 3 weeks until COVID sent us home. But, I mean, the vibe that we got from Italy towards Americans was like they didn't mind Americans, but they weren't too fond of us because they think we're a little bit too loud.
Oh,
which
definitely
I would
loud.
definitely agree, because when I got on, one of the the little tram that goes through the city or whatever, everybody was quiet, dude. They had their headphones in. If they talked, they whispered. And then you get me. And some Grant, you get Grant, me, and then like Cannon. You get people that are loud on this tram, and we got some bad looks. People were not happy with us. They were like, "Why are these Americans yelling?" I'm like, "This is just how we normally talk." But that's the kind of vibe I was getting over in Italy anyway.
Yeah, I mean, when I first heard that stereotype that Americans are loud, I thought it was overblown because we're just used to it.
Yeah.
But you go over and overseas and stuff, and it is true. We really do stand out.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's so weird how quiet it is over there. I don't know if I could do it.
I mean, I think I could do it. I feel like I'm a pretty reserved person sometimes.
Yeah.
And
you could get used to it.
I could.
Yeah.
But I'm not naturally quiet like that.
Yeah. So y'all's study abroad did half in the Greece program and then half in the Florence program?
Yeah, we did. It was a nice little mix. Got to spend some time at the beach in Greece and then got to spend some time in the lovely Florence.
Which one did you like the best?
Oh man.
I know people ask that and everybody's like, "Oh,
I think they're different experiences totally. I'd say Florence was probably the better experience overall, but I did love staying in a little town of Porto Rafti, Greece.
Yeah, that's something with Florence. You get to stay in this nice villa and stuff, but in Greece, you get to stay in that. I mean, I've only seen pictures and what people say, but it seems super authentic and you don't get that anywhere else.
No, it's great. It's just right in the middle of this little port town, and it's gorgeous.
So, do you like Greek food better or Italian food better?
Oh man. I do love some pasta, but when that's all you eat for 6 weeks.
It's all they eat, bro. I mean, we were only there 3 weeks, but I don't remember. We didn't go a day without pasta and bread, dude.
Well, it's weird. You would think you're eating more carbs, you'd gain weight. I lost 25 pounds.
Yeah, that's the thing. They were telling us over there. I was losing weight by the day, and I was like, I don't have enough weight to lose here. I'm already super small as it is. I'm trying to gain weight, and we had a little workout area. I tried to work out a little bit, dude.
Sketchy.
It was so sketchy, bro. And I was like, I'm trying to gain some weight, and then you walk so much over there down that hill.
Yeah.
But I mean, the food, dude, it's like pasta. You get hardly any meat. And then a funny story, me and Grant Pickard, Grant, but me and Grant were they would make fun of us, Robbie and them. They would laugh because we'd get in there to eat, and you'd sit at a table, and you sit at a table with a group, and you're supposed to eat the food on your table. But me and Grant would start going around just eating everybody's food that they weren't touching, all the meat, because we would get so hungry, dude.
Yeah.
The pasta would only last for a little bit, and you're hungry again.
I know. It doesn't sit well. You need protein.
Yeah.
I mean, my group, there was almost 40 of us, and there were only 8 guys, and so.
That's
y'all's was the opposite,
ours was
right?
The opposite. That's what was so different. Ours was the opposite.
There was a lot more protein for me to get, but still, it was scarce.
Dude, it felt scarce, but I mean, it was great food. I can't say anything bad about the food. I loved it. I think there was a couple things I didn't like, but other than that, dude, I liked the food. But yeah, it didn't have enough protein.
Yeah,
I never got to, we didn't get to go to Greece or anything like that because I don't know what the Greek food's like. I mean, I've had the American gyros and stuff, but
yeah, I mean that's pretty close.
Pretty close.
Yeah, but there's a lot more. We got to eat octopus and stuff.
Dude,
you ever had octopus?
No, octopus.
Dude, it's weird. It
dude, that doesn't. I don't.
Sometimes
even know.
The suction cups or whatever will stick to your throat on the way
Oh
down.
no, dude. So if you're a texture person, you can't eat.
Oh
octopus.
No, and I'm a texture person, but it bothered me a little bit, but the taste is so good.
Dude, that would freak me out, dude. If I ate an octopus and you could feel it attached to your throat.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling.
Dude, that is weird. Another thing we did in Italy was we had pizza a bunch. They had some good pizza places and gelato, of course. But do they have gelato in Greece too?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
gelato.
Gelato every day.
Dude,
almost.
Okay, so I heard about gelato before I went abroad, and I was like, okay, these people are they're hyping this up. They're everybody told me, Dylan, you better bring enough money for, spending money because you're going to spend a lot on gelato. I'm like, dude, it can't be that good. I've had ice cream before. This is not ice cream, guys. Gelato is just so much better.
It's so smooth.
It's smooth.
I don't know.
It's just a different experience, and yeah, I became a hype beast for it after that.
Oh, it's good stuff. I don't even want to know how much I spent on gelato, man. It's too much.
Yeah, you got to get the full experience. So you had the full semester. I should have went in the fall, man.
I almost went in the spring,
dude,
and I'm very glad I switched.
Crazy, man. Yeah, dang COVID had to ruin it all. But yeah, I mean, 3 weeks still felt like a long time for me anyway.
The people that didn't go abroad are gonna love this podcast.
Dude, yeah, the people that are, dude, yeah. Actually, the start of the semester, or it was actually the end of last semester. I heard some guys talking in the caf about they were wanting to go to Huff in the spring, like this spring, and then they just announced like last month that they weren't gonna get to go, and I was like, oh gosh,
Yeah, that's tough.
that's tough. I mean, maybe with the vaccine, I wonder if they'll be able to get going in the fall.
You know, I don't know. Yeah, maybe by next spring.
Dude, it's got to happen by next spring, or I don't know how these international programs are going to be able to keep going.
I know. I mean, it's expensive, and so it takes a lot to get those things running, and they haven't had.
I mean, my boy Robbie, he's probably going to retire sometime. I mean, I don't,
Yeah, when I went, he said like maybe like 3 more years.
Yeah,
and like that's a year wasted right there where he didn't have a group.
It's just so unfortunate for everyone, really. Harding, and then just the people that are living over there. That's their home now, but they're used to having this flow of students and activities, and now everything's it's just COVID, man.
Yeah, everything's different now. You gotta adjust and not think about it too much.
Yeah, we can. Did you have any other crazy abroad experiences? Off the top of your head, because I kind of do want to throw in a couple more abroad things, because I know there's a lot of people that aren't going to get to go abroad.
Yeah.
Did y'all get to ski?
Yes, I did on free travel.
Okay. Here's the thing with me. I'd never been skiing before. Okay. We went to. Did y'all ever go to Abitone?
No. Is that like in northern Italy?
Yeah.
No,
So we did that like the first week before we got sent home, or wherever. Anyways, there wasn't much snow. Okay. They had that artificial stuff they blow over at night, and it's a lot of ice stuff. I'm thinking skiing. It's not gonna be too bad. I know how to I know how to like skate and ice skate. Well, skiing is a whole different thing.
It's a whole different beast.
I did the ski school. Just fell on my butt 100 times, and then I went with Cannon. Cannon's like, all right, man. I think you're ready to go. So we go up to the first one. It's like it's not a bunny slope, but it's an easy slope.
Yeah.
Dude, we come down. I come flying so fast. I thought I was gonna hit a tree. And, dude, I just kept falling. I ended up just taking the skis off and walking down the hill. I gave up, man. It's hard.
It's tough. I used to go, like, skiing and snowboarding when I was younger. And but we went on free travel, and we were in Interlaken, Switzerland.
Yeah.
And, like, Grindelwald is, like, this huge, like, ski place that people come from all over the world. And I was like, you know what? We're right by it. Let's go skiing. Yeah. It's like, I haven't done it in 12 years. Dude. But I'm going to go. And so we rent skis and go up there, and I get on that first slope, and I'm like, I keep falling and falling and can't keep my skis straight. I'm like, I've done this before. Like, why can I not do this now? And like the people I was with were like, have been skiing their entire lives.
So they're like, it seems like they're just showing out.
Yeah, it was a little embarrassing. And so I told them, you know what, I'll try to master this hill, and then I'll come meet up with y'all later. I never did.
Yeah.
I went on it like maybe like 15, 20 times to try to, get my confidence up. And then I went on the like next like biggest slope, and it was just like basically straight down. And I was going down, and I was going a little bit too fast, and I knew there was like kind of a drop off. Like it was went down to like a flat area, and then it was going to drop off again. And so I was trying to slow down a little bit before the last drop off, before I went down, and I tried to stop. So I turned sideways, and the slope just dropped out from underneath me.
Oh my god!
And so I fell, and I just kept rolling down the hill. Like my skis are just like gone down the slopes, and I'm spinning and spinning and spinning. And I finally stop, and I look up, and I'm right underneath the ski lift, and people are like clapping and yelling.
Dude, that's funny.
Just a total wipeout.
Yeah, I had plenty of wipeouts. My friggin' thighs were, or not my thighs. It was more like my backside was friggin' sore, dude. My back was. I don't know. I fell so many times.
Dude, I pulled my hammy.
Dude, the hammies, bro.
Yeah.
The knee. If you have bad knees, do not go skiing.
Oh,
dude.
Yeah.
Like you will, like when you bend down. Oh, dude, it hurts so bad.
It's so much easier to go skiing when you're younger and like fearless.
Yeah.
Because like when you start skiing when you're older, it's like, oh man, I don't want to like get hurt on this. Like I can't go too fast, or like I'm gonna hurt something.
You get some speed going on.
You really do.
I mean, the ski lift, even the ski lift is kind of dangerous. If I'm being honest, I'm scared of heights, so that I wasn't even a fan of the ski lift. That thing, I'll tell the story real fast. I have a vlog out. I'm gonna be posting some of those vlogs from when I was abroad, just if people want to watch them again. I think they're up on my YouTube channel, but. We were getting on the ski lift. Me and Cannon were next to each other, and you know how you just stand. They tell you to come up, and you file in, and it picks you up.
Uh-huh.
Well, it did that. Okay, it picked me up, and as we're going up, I just hear a boom, like something hit the seat, and I was like, "Oh shoot!" my phone was in my pocket. Okay.
Oh no.
So I look down. I'm like, okay, surely it's here. I just heard it hit the seat. I look out, and as we start going up, right before I was about to grab my phone, it fell out the back like little slot where it's just air. And you just watched my phone fall. Everybody behind us was like, "Oh no!" My phone fell probably 60 feet in the air onto the ground. But luckily, there was like enough snow down there that they had like a rescue team, which is weird to get a phone. But they had a rescue team like ski to come get the phone.
I wonder how many times a day they have to do that though,
dude. And it was weird because they're speaking Italian. I haven't even learned much Italian at this point.
Yeah, you've been there like a week, right?
And they wanted me to prove it was mine. So they were like asking me stuff in Italian, and I was like, I just touched the phone and entered the code.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay. But like they didn't know we were American, I guess, and so yeah, it was fun, crazy experience.
Oh yeah.
Study abroad if you can. I mean, if they let you. Eventually, I mean, your time at Harding may end before you can, but
oh yeah, it's a good experience.
Doesn't mean I still plan to go back eventually one day, maybe a summer trip thing or something.
Yeah.
So another story you were telling me about was you had this middle school stalker. Dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever had a legit stalker. I have had a weird dude texting my phone, which was actually this past semester. I had some weird dude just saying, "Hey, I see you working," or "Hey," and I was like, "What is this guy? Who is this?" And he said he was going to show up at my house. Well, I had the shotgun ready in the corner. Yeah. And I was like, if this guy shows up at my house, he's about to get blasted off the front porch. So I told him to come over. I said, all right, if you know where I'm at, come to the house.
I'm ready.
And so he never showed up. So that guy was a joke. But
man, that's weird. I would think as like a rapper, you might have some crazy fans over.
Dude, yeah, man. I ain't got many. I don't have many of those fans. But
hey, maybe eventually.
Maybe eventually. We're still working there. But yeah.
Yeah. So I think this first started in like 6th grade. So there was this girl. She's probably not going to see this. I'm just going to say her name. Her name was Destiny.
Yeah, she probably won't.
And
I mean, if she's stalking you still.
Oh man, I really
she
hope
might.
not.
She might. If she's still stalking you, she might see this.
Yeah. So she was just like, she was a nice girl, but I didn't really know her, and she asked me to like the 6th grade dance. And I was like, I think I'm just gonna go with some friends, whatever. And so there was just like some weird instances here and there, and then I think like 8th grade, I didn't have an Instagram. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody had an Instagram then. And I was talking with my friend Preston. I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to get an Instagram. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? He said, you already have an Instagram.
No.
And I was like, I just definitely do not. And so he pulls up like my Instagram account in air quotes. And he's like, is this not you? And it was like pictures of me.
Yeah.
And like, it was like screenshots of other people's posts that would post and like pretend it was me.
And the name was Cabot Boyd?
The name was Cabot Boyd.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
Dude.
And
I wonder if it's still up.
Well, it's funny. So he DMs the account and was like, hey, like this is not Cabot. Like, who is this? And turns out it was that Destiny chick.
Wow.
And because we like figured it out because it was the last picture was a picture of a class that we had together, and it was like literally I was talking to my friends, and like she like snuck a picture in and posted it.
She pulled the little like I'm not
the little like side picture.
But
like all my friends like believed that it was actually me with this account.
So they thought you had an Instagram this whole time.
They thought I had an Instagram this whole time. So eventually she like comes up to me and tells me like, hey, like it was me who did this, like I'm really sorry. And so she gave me like the username and password and stuff, and that's the Instagram account that I use today.
What? Dude, so wow. So your Instagram originated from basically somebody catfishing yourself.
Pretty much.
Dude.
Yeah, so I just changed like my email and the password and stuff, but I use the same account.
Dude, that's crazy. I mean, obviously this chick must have had a crush on you or something.
Yeah.
But if you have a crush on somebody, who in their right mind thinks it's like gonna help in any way to create a fake account using their pictures? Like that's not gonna help you get closer to them.
Yeah,
that's gonna make them want to be further from you. So
well, it doesn't stop there. So
oh, dude.
So that was like in the middle of 8th grade, and we had like in 8th grade like a dance thing to basically like send you off into high school. And so we went, and like my mom was one of the chaperones, which is weird, but there was like a little balcony above the dance floor area, and she was taking pictures, and she said, well, I'll get to that later, but this girl Destiny, there was like a slow dance song that came up, and she came over and asked me to dance. And I didn't want to be rude, and so I said yes. It was the most awkward slow dance I've ever had. And it lasted.
Did you know how to slow dance at this
No,
point?
I mean, I mean,
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, I was in 8th grade.
And then this chick's like, kind of like, you're just like weirded out.
It was weird. And so it was like, we danced for like a minute, which was just, I didn't know like how to talk to her. I didn't know how to talk to girls in general, but talking to a girl that's been like stalking you for 3 years.
Did she say anything? Do you remember?
I don't remember. She tried to make conversation, but it was just weird. And luckily one of my friends came over and like asked to cut in.
Yeah.
So,
see, that would be, that's almost like a good cock block for the situation. you're like, please come over.
Yeah, please. But yeah, so we're looking at the pictures my mom took afterwards, and you look through, and like almost every single picture that has me in it, she's like within 6 feet of me, like behind me.
Dude, that's creepy.
It was just weird. And so I think she ended up going to a different high school, and so I didn't have to like see her anymore. But it was just, dude, it was weird.
You had them coming after you.
That's how it always happens. It's like the ones that you don't want coming after you.
Exactly. That's facts. Goodness gracious. So tell me about this situation. You said you busted a meth lab? This is when you said this, I was like, okay, this has got to be good.
Yeah. I mean, so it was, I can't remember the exact year, like 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
But like every summer, my church would do this thing called Knoxville Work Camp. We'd go into this area of Knoxville called Marble City. Yeah. It's a very like run down place. It's a lot of impoverished people live there.
You're from Knoxville, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we would go do that every summer, and it's just like a week, and different groups go and do different projects. And so one summer, the project I was working on was we were like redoing this woman's trailer because she lost custody of her kids. Yeah. And so that's what we were working on all week. But we would like drive back to like a home base at the end of the day. And there was a house on the way back to, like where we all met. Yeah. And like every day I would look out, and it had like bottles sitting up on the porch. It had like cardboard boxes like covering the windows. There was cars in the driveway, but like I never saw anyone coming or going. There was like 4 padlocks on the door, and it was just like
sketchy.
It was just sketchy. And I think I had maybe seen like the first season of Breaking Bad, and so it just like
inspiration.
It just kind of was like,
you're like,
that looks
is Walter White in there?
Yeah, is Walter White in there? And so at the end of the week, I was like, you know what? The see something, say something thing that you hear like in the airport or whatever. And so I was like, you know what? I'll call 911 and see, like, I'll just tell them that it's a suspicious place. Yeah. So I call, and I'm leaving an anonymous tip about the house. And they're like, okay, this is actually like the 4th call that we've gotten about this house. Wow. And so, it was an anonymous tip, so I never got like an update of it. Yeah. And I didn't really follow it afterwards, but I was like reading up on it a little bit before I came on this. And there's, in 2015 and 2016, there were 2 like busts of houses. And I was like, one of them was just like it was a small bust. They had a couple of illegal guns and some like marijuana. Dang. But the other one ended up, it was like a whole organization that like it was between north of Atlanta and Nashville. Dang. There were like something like 23 houses that were used to like cook and distribute like meth.
This is like an operation.
Yeah, it was like a $13 million operation.
This is some Breaking Bad stuff.
So I don't know if it was that exact one, but I'd like to think that it was.
I mean, if it was, you almost want to go back and not be anonymous, because you may have got like a
reward
or something.
Well, I wasn't really thinking about that. I was just doing my civic duty.
That is true. I don't even think they give rewards out, but like all that money they get to, when they make those big drug busts, that goes to the department. So
yeah, where do all the drugs go, though?
So Yeah.
Because like there had to be like so much
now,
in there.
We don't want to get into conspiracies or anything, but I don't know.
Hey, let's get into it.
Well, okay. I don't know this, but I think marijuana-wise, I don't know if the cops are getting rid of a lot of marijuana, if I'm being completely honest. I just don't. I mean, because nowadays, you got marijuana being legal in so many areas. Who knows if the cops are getting rid of that marijuana?
You think they're like selling it to these in
there
states
there is some dirty, in every job. I'm not saying it's just cops, but like in every
Right.
job, you have people that are crooks that aren't doing what they're supposed to do. So I'm saying it is a great opportunity for somebody to be doing something they shouldn't.
Yeah.
So it's a great opportunity for a cop or a, quote unquote, would they say bad cop, a cop that's not doing what he should, to be like, oh, well, here's a few pounds of marijuana. I can make some serious money off this.
Yeah, I mean, like you can't just flush all of it.
Yeah, you can't flush all that marijuana. I mean, it's like an herb,
Something is happening with
something's
the rest
happening.
Of it.
We don't know, but there's a lot of. People can speculate all day. Who knows what's happening? But I know it's not getting thrown away. There's no way.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure we could just do like a Google search, but it's more fun to just come up with conspiracies.
The conspiracy I have is definitely that there's some people that are, keeping it for themselves, even maybe smoking it themselves, and then maybe, selling it on the side.
Oh man, I really hope not, but there's probably some people out there that do that.
I mean, now with like the hard drugs, like cocaine, like meth and all that stuff, man, I mean, they could be doing the same thing. Hopefully they're not using it, but they could be selling it too, because these people are making serious cash off that. And then you think about all the money that gets collected off these busts.
Mm-hmm.
And people ask, where does that go? Well, doesn't that just, I think most of the time that adds to the salary of some, they buy vehicles with that.
For like the department?
Yeah, they pay a lot of stuff for the department for that.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's reward money. Maybe I should have not done anonymous tip.
They could have hired you to the narcotics division. You could have had your hands on a few pounds.
Maybe that's a backup career.
Yeah, that would be
go be a narc
crazy.
for a living.
Well, you could put the hood on and grow the beard out. You have the dark skin with you look like you're from another country.
Yeah,
they could have you in the narcotics division. Man.
Maybe do some CIA ops or something.
Yeah,
who knows?
You can maybe something like that. That's crazy. Definitely some Breaking Bad stuff there. Well, I want to get into the questions now, actually, because we got a bunch of questions.
Okay, I'm kind of nervous.
Yeah.
Grant came into my room last night, and he's like, "You're gonna love my question."
Oh, you're gonna love his. His is definitely a Grant question.
Oh boy.
Well, there we go. Let's just go with this one. I'm gonna read them. They're all well enough to be answered. So,
all right.
Caroline Hayes. I don't know if you know who that is. I don't. I know who. I think I know who that is. Seen her before. She says, "What's the craziest thing you've ever done?" Well, we just talked about a lot of crazy stuff.
I know.
Shoot.
I like to think that I'm a pretty normal guy, and I just happen to find myself in like crazy situations.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize that until like really I started like dating, and I'd like tell stories and like, what even is your life? I don't know. I mean, I'd say situations that I put myself in, probably the Rambler.
The Rambler, yeah.
I mean, that was just kind of a weird thing. Another one, probably the craziest and like most out of character for me is like, I don't know if you've heard of the Aegean Challenge that people do in Greece. So from the Artemis, which is the place where we stay, the challenge is to streak from there to the Aegean Sea, which is like, it's like a mile away.
Yeah.
And then come back, like skinny dip and then come back.
Dude.
And so there were a few of us that did that, and we like snuck out at 2 a.m. and then ran naked to the sea, jumped in, and then came back.
That's pretty crazy.
It was pretty wild. It was
sounds kind of fun though.
It was fun. Yeah. We brought towels from Odyssey in case we got caught, because apparently some people got caught a few years ago, and like the cops like took them back to the Artemis, and so we're like, okay, we're not getting kicked out for this.
Getting kicked out for running around naked.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, dude, I've done a lot of crazy things. I guess on a different scale of like crazy is one of the crazy cool things I got to do was I did get to do like a live rap performance in front of 5,000 people.
That's awesome.
And I'm not going to lie to you, the craziest part about it was this happened. I got to do it. So it was actually for a church Sunday service. and I had to go out like for 4 different services. So the first service was like at 8 a.m. And I look out, dude. You get on the stage. It's like this is one of the mega churches, big old thing. So you get out there. I'm on the stage, and everything in the audience, dude, you just goes blank. I mean, the lights are flashing out. You just see like little. It's like pigments of people. You don't even know people are out there.
Just shapes.
Yeah, just shapes. But I was so overwhelmed, and this is the first time I've performed in front of that many people, that I get out there. You got this earpiece in. It's like a legit production. I forgot every lyric. I didn't even think about the lyrics. I just hear the song playing. I just had to freestyle.
Oh,
dude.
no.
and this is a church setting, too.
Yeah.
So, like, I do like Christian rap. Like, my raps are clean. But, man, I had to really keep myself under control here. I'm freestyling. I can't say something, like, off the cuff that is, like, sounds, like, a little sketchy. Somehow I played it off, and the production team, they were like, you played it off well. Like, you did play it off well.
Did you eventually get back into one of your songs?
So I did that first service, which it just was terrible. The second time, I was like, okay, got that out of the way.
Oh, man.
So I went out there the second time, and I got it, Going out there the second time was a lot better because you're like, okay, now I know what to expect. So, dude, it was the craziest thing ever. It's like my heart was, like, stopped in that moment. But it was crazy. We got through it.
I can't even imagine. I'm not much of a performer,
dude.
But
it makes you
wild.
Nervous. Here's one. You can answer this one now that you have a girlfriend, I guess. Caroline. Okay, this is Caroline again. She goes, top 5 things you look for in a girl.
Wow,
dude, top 5. Gosh, put me on the spot here.
Yeah. Let's just do like a back and forth until we get to 5.
Yeah.
I'd say probably the first thing. It's gonna sound like really cliche, but like she's gotta love the Lord.
Facts.
That's the important thing.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're trying to have like a relationship where you're like growing together and like that you're really gonna like love and appreciate each other, she has to like love the Lord and want to pursue Him.
Yeah.
Because if she does that, she's gonna pursue you.
And if y'all are both on the same page, that makes it even better. You know, starting off, because it's like you're not even wasting time thinking if you just let that be the first thing.
Definitely.
For me, one thing that sticks out to me is like somebody that's driven.
Mm-hmm.
I guess like that has, that's doing what they want to do to better their future.
Yeah.
So they have to be driven. Me.
I mean, you're very driven yourself.
Yeah.
So like you would need someone that would be able to keep up.
Yeah. So that'd be one for me. What's the third one?
I'd say third thing is like a good sense of humor.
Oh, dude, facts. It has. I have been on plenty of like just hangouts, little Sonic runs where, you try to be funny and you try to get this conversation, like just be yourself, and it's just the other person's not reciprocating it.
Oh, that's the worst.
Because like, it's a tough spot.
I'm not going to change my sense of humor or the way that I talk just to like.
And you don't want to be like, am I annoying this person? Like,
Yeah.
not responding well. Like, I thought that joke was funny, but no, it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes not all of my jokes are a hit.
Yeah.
And people will tell me that. But, someone that can, appreciate your jokes and will actually like, hit you back with it.
Yeah.
Like a roast. A good, healthy roast in a relationship is key.
And I feel like if they're able to tell you that you made a bad joke, that they still have a sense of humor because they knew that you were trying to make a joke.
Right.
It's the ones that just sit there and just like nothing.
Just like look at you blankly.
Yeah, just like
I can't.
I'm like, okay, this is awkward.
Very.
Let's go back to the dorm now. So yeah, definitely sense of humor. That's a good one. I'd say, definitely. You said sense of humor. That's so big. I mean, eventually you got to have looks in there. Eventually, I mean that's obvious. But I would say, personality-wise, you'd be looking for like, for me, somebody that's caring. I guess, and for me, anyways, because I feel like you always need somebody that's gonna like be like a supporter.
Yeah.
Somebody that can support you because you can't do everything on your own, and that's part of like a relationship. When you're looking for you got a girlfriend, you're like, wow, we're like a team, and we're working on this.
Yeah, definitely. I've dated girls in the past who have not been like very supportive and it just sucks. It feels very one-sided.
And you gotta want them to be like supportive in what you're doing, hobby-wise, career-wise, all that, because like, you want them to support your career choice. You want them to support you moving forward. It's not like you're dating them just because it's like a temporary. You want it to be a temporary. Usually, if you're dating somebody, you're like, wow, this could like something could work out here.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't think that something could work out there, then why are you even pursuing it at all?
You're wasting your time.
Exactly.
Yeah. What's another thing you think of?
So fifth thing, I had something that you were while you were saying it. Oh yeah, I'd say positivity.
Positivity, yes.
I think there's a lot of power in positivity.
Dude, that's good.
I think people are more drawn to you when you're positive. No one wants to be around someone who's negative all the time.
And negative just like brings out the worst in everyone, and it'll drain you. I know from firsthand experience. I mean, there's days like yesterday, man, I was kind of feeling negative, and I went in and told Isaac, I was like, bro, I need to smack myself or something. I'm feeling negative. I gotta get that out of here.
Yeah,
you can't have negativity. And then, I can see that. Being with a person that's negative would not be good.
Right. It'll just make you more negative. And so being with someone who's positive and like generally happy, it makes life so much easier.
Yeah. That's good. Well, yeah, there's a good top 5.
There's 5 things.
This question is so funny because we just talked about you have a girlfriend. I guess John Rowe's been out of the loop. He goes, is he single? No, he's actually taken, John.
Sorry, John.
I think John was trying to slide in there. I'm just kidding.
I love me some John Rowe. So,
okay, this one is from a buddy of mine that doesn't go to Harding, Jaden. I don't know where you're going with this question. I don't even know what this means. He says, do you rinse after brushing your teeth? ... You're not supposed to.
Like with water or something, or like your toothbrush? Because I feel like you're supposed to rinse your toothbrush.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's talking about like rinse. I don't. When does it say you're not supposed to rinse your mouth? Like when you go to the dentist, they rinse like your teeth after they brush them. I don't
know. I mean, I usually do like mouthwash after I brush, and so like I kind of rinse then, but.
That's a weird question. I don't know. I mean, I think you're supposed to rinse after you brush your teeth. I mean, I don't want that nasty toothpaste stuff like staying in your mouth like after you brush. You know?
Hey, I mean, as long as you're brushing your teeth.
As long as your breath smells good. Stanky breath is the worst.
Yeah. Dude, coffee breath can't do it.
And the mask actually helps a lot of people that don't brush their teeth because they're like,
it helps me if someone's not brushing their teeth. I do not want to smell that.
Yeah, it helps us all, actually. Next question. It's not really a question. You can just shout out Koji's. But Joel Gilbert says, talk about Koji's.
Oh, love Koji's. Yeah. I mean, before I got bowed, I didn't know that many girls. But just like, since then, I've just been spending a lot of time with them. And they are just an amazing group of girls. Very, very fun to be around. And they love being with each other. And so it just makes it that much more fun to, spend time with them.
Yeah.
And, I'm excited for Club Week, get some new girls.
And another thing about the whole bow situation, like if you look at it from a bigger aspect, I think going to college and doing like being involved in like different things like that, it's about connections.
Yeah.
I mean, now you're a bow for this club of like so many girls. Say you get out in the workforce, you might be working alongside some of these people. You never know, where you're like, hey, there's a connection. I know I was a bow for their club,
Yeah.
That's another thing I look at from like a big, business standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be surprised. Like, Harding's such like a small campus, but
that's true.
Church of Christ connections like run deep.
Dude, they are serious, bro.
And so, I mean, I'll be like talking to somebody from back home, and they'd be like, oh, my cousin went to Harding, or like, something like that. And it's just like everybody is connected to everybody somehow.
So that's
wild.
That's awesome. Great connections. This one's from Cody Roselle. You're gonna love this one. Oh boy. This is exactly for you too. He says, do you know anything about personal finance, idiot?
Sadly, I do not. So Cody talked a little bit about the group that we're in. And they all ended up taking personal finance together, and they were trying to get me to take it, but I just didn't have room in my schedule. And so they just like keep making fun of me for it now.
They keep throwing it at you.
I mean, there's been 2 classes now, and they're just roasting me for it.
That's funny. I feel like I'm learning more about this secret group chat more and more.
It's not much of a secret.
Now it's not a secret.
I know. Everybody knows about it now.
Reese Ramsey says, what's a stupid joke that always makes you laugh? I have heard so many jokes. I laugh at anything, so literally any joke's going to make me laugh. I'm trying to think of one that just sticks out. A stupid joke that always makes you laugh.
I don't know. I'm not very good with like having like prepared jokes. Exactly. Mine's mostly like situational humor, but it's still very like dad joke-esque.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I laugh at my own jokes. I'm not afraid to admit that.
I mean, I think for me, anytime somebody has a good "that's what she said," that gets me every time. I mean...
It's like, so stupid, but I do too.
It's so stupid, but if you say it makes so much sense when you say it at certain times, and it's so funny. Some people are just good at throwing it out there, like right when something gets said, so it like fits perfectly, and everybody starts laughing.
Oh man, my girlfriend hates when I do that's what she said, but she laughs every time. So I mean, whatever works.
Jay Piercy, one of the other bows for Koji's,
Jay?
he's asking a question. He says, "Can you Dougie?"
I mean, I'm not gonna do it right now, but I can. I like to think I'm a pretty decent dancer.
Hey, man, you should create a TikTok. Man.
Oh man, no. I did the whole Vine thing and I enjoyed that, but
yeah,
I don't know. I know you're on TikTok, so I'm not gonna try to bash it too much.
Oh yeah, I think it's a great way to boost your. I mean, if you're trying to like market something, use TikTok is blowing up like crazy.
Oh, it's wild. My little sister's in high school, and when I was home over the break, I went to one of her she's a cheerleader. I went to one of the basketball games, and I looked like across the court to like the other school student section, and there's just a bunch of 14, 15-year-old girls doing TikTok dances and all this stuff. I couldn't imagine being like a high school boy right now, having to deal with all that.
Dude, the pressure, man. It's like
you got to be
how do you
up
compete,
to date,
man? How do you compete, dude?
All these
models,
17-year-old boys looking way nicer than I ever looked.
I'm just it's crazy. And TikTok is even. I only have 7,500 on my page, which I don't even know how. I don't even post every day. It just happened from a few videos. But they start doing a thing called the TikTok Creator Fund when you hit 10K. So they'll start paying you for videos if you hit 10K followers on TikTok. So that's why people are just continuing to grow.
That's crazy.
I mean, get on TikTok if you're trying to start something. Can you? I don't even think I can. I know Chris Brown can, but he's a good dancer. Here we go. Grant Pickard time.
Okay. I've been nervous about this one all day.
This one, yeah. He says, "Did you last in November?"
I'm not going to comment.
Oh, Grant, dude. What? Man, I wonder what he's talking about.
I don't know. No shave November?
No shave November.
I did eventually shave.
Yeah. I did shave in November, yeah. So, yeah. I shaved. Well, let's go on the next question. Colt Williams says, would Cabot fight Mayweather for $50 million with the risk of permanent damage?
Ooh.
Dude, I think it depends on the damage.
I mean, it's probably going to be brain damage, but...
Dude, that's the worst.
See, the thing about that fight is, how tall is Mayweather? He's pretty short.
He's pretty short. He's quick, though.
He is quick. But, I mean, I've probably got... I don't know, maybe 7-8 inches on him. I feel like I could, and I did Taekwondo when I was a kid.
Oh.
I was a 2-time world champion in Taekwondo.
Dude.
Just a little flex there.
Oh, yeah, dude, that's crazy.
But I was 9 years old, so I don't know if that would really translate. But what was it, $50 million?
$50 million, dude, that's a lot of money.
I'd have to say I'd fight him.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't enjoy it in the moment.
And it also says with the risk. So technically,
you go into the risk of that.
You
with
go
any
into the risk
fight.
with any fight. So I mean, you may not come out with permanent damage. You get $50 million.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'd probably.
I think it's worth the risk. Set up my family real good.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got one more question. This is from Elena Lowe, Koji girl. She says, "What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?"
Oh man.
So a more serious one.
That is a great question.
It's a great question. I feel like I've heard a lot of advice. I mean, I think I could come up with something that I've heard. I guess you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go first and you can think about something. For me, one of the biggest things I heard recently was I don't remember the exact quote and who it was from, but it was more along the lines of if you really are passionate about something, if you really love it, you have to go for it.
Yeah.
Because you're only young for so long, and then life goes by fast, and you reach your 40s, your 50s, and 60s. You're retire. You only have a certain amount of time period to really get after it and grind, where you can survive and do well on little sleep. With your body being able to do that. So it's are you gonna get after it and do what you want to do, make the friend, have all this social life, have all that while you can, or are you gonna sit down and waste your time? So I think it's more of along the lines of getting after it and going for it. Yeah. Just no matter what.
I think you've really taken that to heart. I mean, you're a very driven person. You've got all this stuff going on, and I applaud you for it.
Hey, appreciate it, man.
It's good stuff.
It's going, bro.
I'd say some good advice I've gotten is from my dad. this was like kind of a thing that we like really like pushed in high school was do it right now. And it was just kind of like you want to do things the correct way every time, because if you don't, you're gonna have to redo it. So go ahead and do it correctly the first time and do it right now, because there's no better time to get a jump on something than the present.
Dude, that's crazy. That's so good.
Yeah.
Another thing I just thought of, I have to mention this because it actually was today. Now that you mentioned great advice, I actually heard some great advice in one of my classes today. Do you know Mark Davis?
Yeah, I had
Teacher
him freshman years.
I want to get him on the podcast.
Dude, he is wild.
I have to get him on the podcast.
You need to.
I'm going to talk to him about that soon. But he said something so, like, I feel like people didn't, I think it got slept on, because when he said that, I wrote it down. I was like, this dude just spit facts. He said, not everyone is a winner. Everyone doesn't win. And I feel like that's so true. I mean, because in our society, we give out, like, participation trophies.
Yeah.
He said not everyone is a winner because, the winners have to try. He's not going to give somebody an A for just, like, barely getting the work done when somebody else is overachieving. If you deserve an A, you're going to get the A if you put in the work. So I feel like that's so true in any aspect of life. Not everyone's a winner because, that's just not how it is. You have to be driven. You have to get after it.
I think that's good. Also, I think failure is like a very important thing.
Oh, yeah.
I think you learn more from failing than you do from succeeding.
Absolutely.
And so today, now that we're given participation trophies and nobody's a loser, people don't experience that failure. And so when they finally get out into the real world, they really just get hit hard.
They get hit hard, and then sometimes they don't recover.
Yeah.
That's the thing. A lot of people do not recover, and they stay in this, like, negative space for 30 years. It's mind blowing.
Yeah, and so here's my little piece of parenting advice from a 20-year-old. Let your kids like fail. Don't coddle them, because you want them to grow up like strong and be independent. And if you're just like hovering over them all the time, they're not going to get that.
Dude, that's so true. That's so true, man. Well, it's been a great podcast, dude.
Yeah, it's been great.
This is the longest one so far, an hour.
Oh, snap.
Well, hopefully we're going to get some snippets posted too, but we want people to listen to it. I'm thinking they're going to like it.
Yeah. It was a good one. Thanks
we'll
for
have to get you
on.
back on for sure.
Definitely. I've got some more crazy stories that we just couldn't fit in this hour. But.
Oh, yeah, dude. We'll get some more going. We got plenty of time this semester, so... Yeah, that's it for this podcast. This was episode 5 with Cabot Boyd. Thanks for coming, man. Again.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Oh, yeah. So go ahead, subscribe to the channel, follow the podcast, Spotify and Apple. I got the TikTok. It's coming in the works. I'm gonna post snippets on there, try to get the thing growing a little more. And if we get 500 followers on Instagram, might drop some merch. Who knows?
Ooh,
a little
merch.
Caught
me some so much respect merch.
So much respect. And again, we're getting a flag. We're getting a flag soon. So stay tuned. Thanks for joining. This is So Much Respect. See you next time. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe now and follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We can't wait to get more episodes out to you. So Much Respect is here, and it's going to keep going. Thank you for tuning in.